Today is the 29th of September 2023, and this will be our 5th lesson in angles, and I want to talk about supplementary or C angles. Okay, now thank you to everyone who has been helping watch our videos. Okay, please subscribe, share, like and follow. Okay, if the account is yours, if the account is not yours, I will appreciate it if you ask permission from the account holder. Okay, I'll really appreciate you helping us with subscribing, sharing, liking and following, because there are chances that there are people who are struggling with maths and they just want to give it up, but you know and I know that our channel can help them. So please subscribe and share and like, so that we can let more people watch this video, and follow us too. Okay, follow us on the channels that you can follow us on. Okay, if they're asking you to pay subscription fees, please don't. But there are chances that if you follow us, you won't pay anything. For instance, if you subscribe on YouTube, you are not going, it won't cost you anything. Okay, thank you very much. I normally write, please follow my notes/scripts, okay, in the comment section. So for instance, that is 180 degrees, okay, and we are talking about angles, so it will not be degrees in temperature. Okay, and also, like this topic, we are looking at parallel lines, and today we'll be looking at supplementary or C angles. So I would really like you to follow, because I'm going to show you what I mean and how I deduce the angle. Okay, so please, it will also be appreciated if you follow the notes. Okay, beware of scammers. Okay, that is why you need to ask for permission from the account holder, because if it's not your account and scammers start sending whoever messages, they might see it and say, oh yeah, let me support them, meanwhile it's a scam. Okay, so linking this to subscribing, sharing. If the account is not yours, please follow us. But if you see a message on our on any of the videos asking you for money, it's not coming from me. Okay, so please don't fall for it. And we don't have an orphanage. We are not sending money to amputees. Okay, if I want to donate, I'll donate personally. If it is there is an orphanage somewhere and I think they are doing something good and I want to donate, I will donate, not under pressure. Okay, but apart from that, please don't fall from it, and I wouldn't be asking you for money to do that. Okay, there are a lot of charities that recognized charity that are doing that anyway, so you can support them. Recap. We introduced you to corresponding angles, okay, or F angles in our last video. Okay, and we've been working around parallel lines. Okay, so for instance, there's an example here. Okay, so these are my two parallel lines, and there is a line going there, and that shape here look like an F. You need to be watching the note at this point. Okay, and we said that this angle here equals this angle here, and this angle here equals to the angle here. Okay, so straight away, if this angle is 58, because they are corresponding or F angles, because we can see the shape F here. Okay, the opposite is true. This is like an F, flip the other way. Okay, so it's true also for this as long as it's parallel lines. So if this is C, then if that is 58, that will also be 58. So C here is 58. So this is what we did in our last lesson. There is another example here. Two parallel lines. Okay, that arrow shows us they are parallel. Okay, and we have our F here. So it's like F10 upside down. Okay, or flipped in the other way. But we can see the F here. So if this angle is 70, then the angle C here is 70. They might go ahead and ask you, okay, find C, and then you say it's 70. Then they'll ask you, what is your reason? Okay, the reason is they are corresponding angles. Okay, that was what we've been doing so far. Okay, we've done a lot of work on angles. Okay, now today in our starter we want to look at angles in a triangle. Okay, I don't want to use a whole video on this, so I decided to insert it in the starter. Okay, now we know, okay, if you're in higher primary, so if you've been to primary school, higher primary knows that all three angles add up to 180. Okay, so assuming you have a triangle here, all the three angles A, B, and C will add up to 180. So if I know two angles, I can find the third. Now, this sign here, okay, my diagrams are not to scale, means it's an equilateral triangle, that word. Okay, so if this is A, so A is 60, B is 60, and C is 60, and the length are equal, again not to scale. Okay, so equilateral triangles have equal length, equal angles. So immediately you see this sign, okay, that is telling you that each angle is 60. Okay, now there are chances that you might get a complex figure with this angle embedded within, and they're not going to say anything about the angles, but you might see this sign that the length are equal. Straight away, if it's an angle question, you should start seeing that these angles here are 60, because you might need it to solve for the angle they're asking you to find. Okay, now our second example here. Here again, you have this sign here and you have this sign here. So this angle and this angle here are equal, and it's a type of isosceles triangle where two sides are equal. So if this is 48, that will be 48. Okay, so now you can add 48 to 48, subtract it from 180, because the total angle in a triangle adds up to 180. So isosceles triangle have two equal sides and two equal angles. So here 180 minus 48 minus 48 again, that will give you 84. So this angle here, A, here, equals 84. Okay, so these are the kinds of thinking that you need to start developing when you are solving angles question. And this is our fifth video, so you should start using what we've learned so far to apply to solve other angle situations, which we'll do in our next lesson. Okay, now this sign here means it's a right angle triangle. This angle is 90. Okay, so since three angles should add up to 180, it means this and this should add up to 90. Okay, so if you see this sign, it means it's a right angle triangle. Okay, I did this in introduction, but I'm using the starter to remind you again. Okay, because we will need it to do other questions. Okay, so one angle is 90 degrees. So to find A, if this is 90, then the 2 is also 90. So 90 minus 63 is 27 degrees. Okay, so A here equals 27 degrees. Okay, our last starter for today before we start. So this is like a weird looking triangle. Okay, now they've given you this angle here, 114, and they've told you this is 15. Again, not to scale. Okay, so you know the three angles in a triangle should add up to 180. So 180, you can add both and subtract from 180, or 180 minus 114, whatever you get, minus 15. And if you do it properly, A should be 51. So A here is 51 degrees. Okay, again, not to scale. Okay, so now today we want to look at supplementary or C angles. Okay, so if you look at the Z angles, we've looked at the F angles. Okay, now today there's another type of angles that we can use parallel lines to reduce. That is the C angles. All it means is you are looking for the shape C. Now, with the supplementary angles or C angles, they should add up to 180. Okay, so here again, you need to be looking at my note. So if you look at this parallel line, the line is there, so that is like a C. Okay, and the opposite, that is like an opposite C here. So here S naught, S equals S1. Okay, S degrees equals S1 degrees, and S2 degrees equals S3 degrees. So if I know S3 here, I will take it from 180 to find S2, because that is a supplementary or C angle. If I know S here, I'll take it out of 180 degrees to get S1 here, okay, because that is also my shape C there. True when it is two parallel lines, okay. It's not true if they're not parallel, but as long as they are two parallel lines, it's true. So these angles add up to 180. So that's what I've just explained using the diagram. So S degree equals S1 degrees, okay. S2 degrees equals S3 degrees. So that's S2 and S1 degrees plus S plus S1 equals 180. S2 plus S3 equals 180 degrees. Sorry about that. So this is the diagram. This add this equals 180. That one add that one equals 180. Okay. I'm pausing for you to see. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at some examples. Okay. As I said when we started this, they are not going to give you straight looking angles always like this. It might come in different shapes, so you might have to see and say, oh, this is a supplementary angle, and it should add up to 180. Okay, so now that is my shape C here. Okay, we know that this angle is 74. All these examples are not to scale. Okay, now we are told to find S. So as long as I can see my C here, when I subtract this angle from 180, I should get this S. So S here, this I should find S. So S is 180 minus 74, which is 106. Some of the question will ask you, so what is your reason? Then you say they are supplementary angles, okay? Because that might even carry, because there are questions like that in Gcse where they'll ask you, find this angle and why do you think that is your answer. Then you say supplementary angles or C angles, because they should add up to 180. Okay, as long as you get that, you write that, you get the full marks. Okay, now here again, these are two parallel lines, but the C here looks like a cup. Okay, there is another C here, but the angle we are looking for is here. So this angle we've been given 132 plus this angle S here should add up to 180. So straight away, if we take away 180 from 132, whatever we get is our S angle. So if you do that, 180 minus 132 degrees will give you 48 degrees. Okay, they might go ahead again and ask you, why do you think that is 48? Then you say it's because they are supplementary angles. Okay, the next example, here again, look at our C. there. Okay, we don't need this side because the angle we are looking for is not on that side, and there are two parallel lines, so we are going to use the supplementary angle rule here. If that is 30, we take 30 out of 180, and whatever we get is our S here. Okay, your ability to see these things shows that you are growing in mass. Okay, so I encourage you, even if you have to spend 40 minutes or 30 minutes in maths every day, it will help you a lot. Okay, so S here equals 180 minus 30. So my S now is 150 degrees here, not 15. Okay, so S here is 150 degrees because both should add up to 180. They will ask you again, they can ask you, they might not, in your exam paper, what is the reason? Because they are supplementary angles. Some of the questions, in fact, they are so easy. Okay, so guess by saying they are supplementary angles, you can have a mark there. And then getting x equals 150, not 15 degrees. Okay, so even though I have 180 minus 30, if I write 15 degrees, then it's wrong. Okay, you might think I'm writing 15 and a small 0, but they will read it as 15 degrees. Okay, not 150. Okay, so be careful when you are writing. Now there's another example here. Parallel lines again. Now the C is here. There's a C here too, but I'm not being asked to find any angle here. The angle I need is here, so I'll use the 49 here. Supplementary angles always add up because this and this are supplementary angles. They add up to 180. So if I take 49 from 180, I should get the S here. So 180 minus 49 will be 131 degrees. Okay. And if they ask you what is the reason, again, because they are supplementary angles. Now let's look at our next example. So here, parallel lines again. We need this to find this S. Okay, if I use this C here, there's no point because I've been given this, and I can make this shape C here, C in the other direction. This angle add to this angle should add up to 180. So I'll take 180 from 64, and whatever I get is my S. So find S is 180 minus 64, 116 degrees. Again, not to scale. Okay, my reason for my answer will be because they are supplementary angles. Another example here. Okay, now this is the C is a bit obvious here. Okay, I wouldn't use this side because there is no angle here. I'm supposed to find this angle here. Okay, so I can find my C because they are parallel. Again, if they are not parallel, then it's not true. So 180 minus 136 okay, should be equal to x. And if I do it correctly on the calculator, then I have 44 degrees. Again, my reason is because they are supplementary angles. So today, okay, we've been, it's our fifth angle lesson, and we've been looking at supplementary angles. And then I did a quick recap with you from what we did last lesson on corresponding and F angles. We saw two examples. Our starter was on angles in a triangle, and we did a couple of examples, okay, and we know that the angle in the triangle should add up to 180. And then I went ahead to do a few shapes with you with the triangle. And then we've seen supplementary or C angles, and we said that this shape here, C, okay, S here plus S1 here should add up to 180 degrees. And if they ask us for a reason, then we say because they are supplementary angles. So assuming we know one of the angles, then we can take that from 180 to find the next. And it's true for the other side as well, because it's Gcse flipped to the other side. Okay, so we've seen that, and then we've done few examples, okay, with other shapes, which I'm going to pause. So we've seen this example here. I hope you can see. Okay, we've seen this example here. Okay, all these are supplementary angles examples. Okay, this is another one, and that is another one here, and that is another one here. Okay, so they might not give you the C. That is another one here. So they might not give you the C for you to see, but your ability to see it is very, very important. Okay, thank you very much for watching our video today, and I'll see you in the next.